Whole reason why I wanted to get headphones with now if I can get these headphones, dude.
I think my barber butchered my hair this morning.
My roommate cut his own hair, and I think yours looks better.
Well, it's got it's a little hatty right now. It's way too short. I told this lady, fucking keep it long, babe.
Okay, you can't refer to your barber if it's a woman. That means the hairstylist.
My barber. Well, I go to Great Clips. I'm not gonna.
Okay, then you went to Great Clips. You didn't go to a barber shop. You went to Great Clips. I go to Great Clips. I go to Hair Cuttery. That's not a barber. That's a hairstylist.
No, it's a barber. This looks like freaking shit right now. God damn it.
All right, let's get right into it. And do you think what's the first thing we need to talk about?
LaCroix versus Spindrift.
First off, how'd you know I was drinking a Spindrift? Spindrift is fucking gas. Okay, if you guys have not,
so good.
You know what flavor I'm drinking?
Lemonade.
Yes, it's so good. I just finished one carton. I just finished a carton. It's in the fridge, but this is my second carton.
I need to get back on the seltzer train.
You didn't seem like a Spindrift guy.
Fuck, dude, I'm not. But lemon, I like the Arnold Palmer one too. That lemon one just hits different.
This lemon one does hit different. I'd kill a baby for this.
Wow.
Yeah.
I wouldn't, but I'd drink it if somebody offered.
All right, let's get right into it and talk about Jonathan Kuminga. 26 points a night. Do we take it for what it is, or is it fake? Give me your reaction.
Well, I don't think it's like Kuminga. Patrick Williams is doing the same thing. There's a lot of players in the league doing the same thing. Preseason, I actually don't think it matters at all. In the slightest. I've tried to think of an example where it does.
You're agreeing with me that preseason stats Kuminga's averaging 26 points a night. That's just I don't even think Kuminga will sniff 13.
Yeah. I mean, I hope he does, but
I think he'll be 12 points game.
That would work for me. It would work for Golden State. I just like preseason. I liked watching Vic play. I like watching my rookies. I like watching Amon and all that stuff, but I don't really. I'm more of a highlight watcher in preseason. I'll throw it on. I'll throw a game on, just have it on. But
my roommate was trying to get me to watch film of the Hornets Thunder game after it was live. I was I'm not watching preseason basketball film.
The only film I would consider watching preseason basketball is the Houston Rockets or a team you're covering, right? If I'm covering the Rockets, I'll
if I was a beat writer, it'd be different.
Yeah, if I was a writer, if I was employed, I would. Or Victor Wembanyama.
But I think on a holistic note, on the whole, the things teams do in preseason hold no bearance over what you do in the regular season.
I learned that last year covering basketball. Now that we've done a whole full regular season, and I especially learned it in football this past preseason. That means Jack Diddley squat. That doesn't fucking matter.
There's so many guys who haven't touched a ball in months, and preseason's the first time they're playing.
LeBron freaking James is eating chicken at halftime. They don't care.
Yeah, literally. Cool. That's a great example. The fact that LeBron James is eating chicken at halftime.
Now, if you're a Warriors fan, I love to see Kuminga averaging 25. If you're a Bulls fan, I love to see P. Will and Kobe White and Ayo Dosunmu having themselves, some nights. But I think preseason's more niche for me. Outside of the Bulls and Rockets and some players, I don't really care. I don't think it's that good of an indicator.
Who's been the Bulls? Surprise? Are you going to say
Bulls? No. It's preseason, so it's it's really difficult because I'm not watching fucking whatever your buddy what is it, Hornets Thunder. I'm not watching that game. So
I love how you knew it was Hornets Thunder. I'm so happy.
Well, you just said that, so I'm I can't comment. You know what? I'll say I think Chet Holmgren, Victor Wembanyama, I think those two, they're not surprising to me, but like I love to see it. Being undefeated going up against a third string QB. What is that alluding? Oh, the Niners. Fuck. What's in front of you that you don't put your mic just like right in front of you because it would look cool, you know?
What, me?
Yeah. Because obviously, like, it's not picking up anything except when you do that. So I'm saying, like, what's in front of you? Like, why don't you?
Oh,
Put it
because
right
you
in front
tell
of
me
you.
that there's sounds always when it's in front of me, so I put it on a different surface.
Oh,
Also,
from
I
the
was letting you talk because I was editing something real quick for the show, and I was just letting you go on a rant. And was I making a sound or was it quiet?
No, it's quiet.
That's what I want.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. But now when I'm over here, can you hear
Yeah.
me?
It's like you're. What? I can't hear you.
No, but I think when I'm over here, it looks fine. I mean, Patrick Williams.
No, it looks good. Yeah.
What have you seen for Patrick Williams? I think the aggressiveness is what I've liked. I mean, hopefully that carries over, but I don't think he's going to be scoring like he's over here. Like Pat Will's been reborn.
Yeah, that's the thing with Pat Will is like Bulls fans have been trying to get him to be aggressive for at least like a full season now because we kind of saw this. You know, we'll see Patrick Williams in flashes just kind of go off. You know, he'll have like a couple of weeks where he's like, or he'll have a game where he's like 4 or 5 from downtown and he'll only take like 7 or 8 shots that night. It's like, dude, you're having a night. If the ball's in your hand, you got open shot, dude, fucking take that shot. But I get it. You know, you're playing behind Lavin, DeFrozen, Vucci, Kobe Jack Cheese. So that last one was a joke, but I mean, those were all jokes. But I just need P. Will to be aggressive. I don't need him to be, you know, anything crazy. I would love if he was my 4th leading scorer this year. I think if he was the 3rd leading scorer on the Bulls, I think we could make some legitimate regular season noise because that would mean he's averaging more than Vucevic. So I don't think Patrick Williams is anything like Isaac Okoro. I don't know where you stand on that. I don't think it's actually even close. Patrick Williams is a phenomenal 3-point shooter. He just, or maybe not phenomenal. He's a really solid 3-point shooter, and he's an incredible defender. Isaac Okoro is really struggling, and I think it's in the Cavs' best interest to trade him to probably a rebuilding team closer to the deadline.
You mean the Bulls, not the Cavs?
What do you mean?
You just said the Cavs.
Yeah, the Cavs should trade Isaac Okoro to a rebuilding team by the
Why
deadline.
why did I think you say Caruso?
Oh man, I'd love that we still have Caruso. I don't know.
Because I think you're talking about Pat Will, and then you talked about Okoro.
One thing I have about the preseason is it's all just literally a waste of time. Why am I playing double overtime basketball in preseason? Why
No,
am I
I
watching
agree
the
with that.
Clippers
There
Bulls
should
in
be
double
no
overtime?
double overtime basketball. I think it should be like we should
Just
have even
tie.
endings. Yeah, let's just have
fucking
quick
tie.
games. Like these are guys like you look how we talked about the fact that a majority of NBA players, or at least half the NBA, probably does not enjoy basketball. Or probably doesn't even touch the basketball for a good part of the offseason. Like it's a job. And the preseason is just a ramp up period so that these guys don't look like buffoons in 11 days when the NBA tips off.
Yeah, a lot different playing 5-on-5 practice scrimmages compared to a 48-minute game, even if it's in preseason.
And there's no
you
one
want
there.
these guys, you want these guys to work on some things that they've been working on in the off season. But like you just said, not everybody's working on these things, working on stuff in the off season. Maybe just keep it sharp, keep the game sharp, eat right, work out, whatever. But there's some vacays in there as there should, family time, friend time. Preseason in basketball feels way too long. What is it, like 3 weeks?
Preseason in basketball, I believe it's 4 to 5 games over. It's the first week of October. It's like 3 weeks, yeah. First week of October until like the third week of to the third or fourth week of October.
What, 8 games, 8 days till opening night?
Yeah.
24. And like
the
Rockets.
How do I sound right now? Far away or
good.
just perfect?
No,
far away? Okay. You like this setup? I feel like I look cool. Like the armchair.
Yeah.
Good day, sir. But let's pivot over here from some preseason. And have you heard what's going on in Philadelphia?
Yeah, dude, they gotta trade him. Maury's a businessman, so I understand it. I'd take that first round pick from the clip show. Why? You know what?
But Terrence Mann is untouchable now.
It makes zero sense. I think Terrence Mann is a really solid basketball player, but what is he, like 27 years old? Why is a rotational player in your core? I don't really understand it.
It's because he's like a Swiss Army knife. You can plug and play him anywhere on the floor.
But you have Kawhi Leonard, Paul George, and you could get James Harden. Like, you have never won a championship ever. Terrence Mann is if you don't trade for James Harden, and let's say Paul torn shoulder George tears a shoulder again, and Kawhi Leonard load manages the entire season, and you finish 45-38 or 45-37, and you're a second round exit. What the hell does Terrence Mann do for me? Like, I love Terrence Mann. I just don't think he's a big enough deal.
I think the trade is going to happen soon because the other day James Harden did not play in the Philadelphia 76ers annual blue and white scrimmage, nor was Harden introduced with his teammates ahead of the scrimmage. This was apparently a mutual decision made by the 76ers and James Harden. Nick Nurse said it was decided that none of the veterans would play in the scrimmage. Nurse didn't comment on why Harden wasn't introduced with the rest of the team, though. Harden reiterated to the media in recent days that he didn't think his relationship with the Sixers front office could be repaired. James Harden continues to seek a trade, and the Philadelphia 76ers remain engaged with other teams in trade talks for the star guard. Keith Pompey of the Philadelphia Inquirer writes, but the thing is when I write there, he writes engaged with other teams. I thought it was just the Clippers bidding against themselves. Over here, he's listing teams. Plural.
Yeah. Well, if I was a rival team, whether it's the West, especially if I was a team in the West, like, definitely not the Sacramento Kings, but like a good example, Sacramento, OKC, like a team like that. And I'm hearing James Harden like desperately wants a trade, and he's going to be traded. Why? And and Terrence Mann's untouchable. Let's trade for James Harden. It's like a Milwaukee Bucks situation. Like they don't, if he wants to be a Clipper, but the Clippers aren't including Terrence Mann or whatever, and Daryl Morey won't pull the trigger, whatever it is, why don't we offer a trade? Like, we're not, if I'm, once again, I'm not talking about Sacramento or OKC because I don't think those are good fits. But if I was a franchise like that, that's looking to take that next step and be like, let's just give them an offer that they can't refuse. Like Terrence Mann, like we have somebody in our, 7th, 8th man on our rotation that's young that we could trade and throw in that trade for him and give a first round pick and a pick swap, whatever it is. So let's trade for James Harden. I think I would love James Harden to be on the Clippers, and I hope it happens. But like, if I was a rival team right now, I'd be like, yeah, fuck yeah. Like, let's make a call at least. Let's at least make a call.
No, I agree. Like, if you look at
like the Orlando Magic, not saying they need to make, not saying they should even trade for James Harden, but like, one of those teams that's teetering either in the play-in or the 6th seed, or they're trying to get into the playoffs. Like, the asking price seems a little low. So
I just don't think at this point there's a trade. They waited too long to make this trade. The only player you could arguably say, there's two guys out there that would give you just as much production that James Harden can, and that's Zach LaVine and Tyler Hero. And I think the only one out of those two are tradable is Zach LaVine. I think the Heat say, look, I think Tyler Hero is a better player at this point, is their argument, which I don't know if that's the best argument, but they probably just see it not that much of an upgrade. So I think they waited too long to do a deal.
I mean, it's also James Harden, and he's kind of, a locker room cancer, as it seemed, with the 3 trade requests in the last 2 years. If I was a team like Utah, Clippers, dude, I think, I really like what Eric's saying here. Like, not saying Utah should do it or that they need to do it, but
if I'm Utah, or if I'm the Sixers and Utah's calling, I'd be like, well, then give me Taylor Horton-Tucker, give me Jordan Clarkson.
You're gonna have to give up Colin or Clarkson.
I was gonna say Colin Sexton, Taylor Horton-Tucker, Jordan Clarkson. I want maybe Ochai Abaji. I want maybe
give him like 2 picks.
2 picks, but like
see if they take it.
you're not giving me a superstar, so I want like 4 to 5 good starting role players.
Yeah, something that'll keep
like a bunch of depth
Philly
players
afloat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like if you give me a combination of like Jordan Clarkson and Colin Sexton with Ochai Abaji and who's another guy that they could throw is Kelly Olynyk and 2 picks. I'd be cool with that deal. You?
Yeah. I mean, I wish I'm curious if Utah would flip John Collins because he would definitely.
I don't think they're going to trade Taylor Hendricks. I think they like Taylor Hendricks too much.
Yeah. He hasn't even played. So, like, I mean, Taylor Hendricks is going to have a long road to get in playing time this year. So, I mean, I'm not a fan of John Collins. I know he needs a change of scenery, but, like, if that's a player that sweetens that deal, I mean, definitely throw him in there. But I think, I like what Eric's saying here. A team like Utah, I think, would be
speaking of trades,
perfect squad.
Did you hear about this one?
Oh, yeah.
So the New York Knicks head coach Tom Thibodeau complimented Karl-Anthony Towns ahead of their preseason matchup, versus the Timberwolves. And Thibodeau praised Towns' work in the NBA and with the Dominican Republic national team, saying that he's made progress and he's as gifted as they come, that he's one of the, as an offensive player, particularly as a big, that his skill set that he has, Karl-Anthony Towns, winning the 3-point contest, and that there's nothing he can do offensively, and that he's continued to get better, that he's dealt with injuries and he's improved, that he's really gifted, and that sources indicated that Thibodeau would welcome coaching Towns if given the opportunity. And if Towns were ever to hit the trade market, New York is one of the teams that is monitoring the situation and would be the highest bidder, or is assumed to be one of the highest bidders if there were to be a trade for the veteran center. So I want to hear your thoughts, Karl-Anthony Towns, for a package of RJ Barrett, Quinn Grimes, Emmanuel Quickley, and Jericho Sims and a few picks for Karl-Anthony Towns. Would that move the needle for you?
Yeah, it's more of like what's up, Thomas and Aaron? It's more of like I think eventually Mitchell Robinson would request a trade because he would not play much. I love the idea of the New York Knicks trading for Karl-Anthony Towns. I don't think Cat gets him to that championship level, but whether you're trading RJ or Julius Randle, I think Minnesota would take both of them, and I think one of them has to be in the trade. I would lean more towards RJ because I like Quentin Grimes, Dante DiVincenzo, and Josh Hart. I think that they would be perfectly suited to, fill in that role for them. But yeah,
Thomas says it's too much, while Aaron says he likes the trade for New York. I think New York isn't going to pay Emmanuel Quickley. Quinn Grimes is going to be expensive. RJ Barrett's already been paid. You bring in Karl-Anthony Towns. You brought in Dante DiVincenzo. You brought in Josh Hart. So I think you have those guys there. So you moving on from Barrett, you basically flip Barrett and don't have to pay Grimes and Quickly, and you don't lose them for anything, and you get yourself Karl-Anthony Towns. So now you could have potential. Maybe you reroute Mitchell Robinson to another team to get some draft assets. I mean, not draft assets, some other complementary players to make up for this. And now you have a starting lineup of Towns, Randall, probably whoever you fill in the middle, and then Brunson. You might have a hole, but
I see the logic behind it. I don't think you need to throw all those players in. I want to keep Quickly or Grimes, and I would prefer to keep Grimes because I would want like a player like Shake or McLaughlin in that deal so I could have a solidified backup point guard, because their current backup point guard, I guess, would be Quickly.
Deuce McBride, if they traded Quickly, Deuce McBride, I just think they're right now having to decide between Emmanuel Quickly or Quinn Grimes getting paid. And I think they're leaning towards Quinn Grimes getting paid because they already have Deuce McBride as a backup point guard once Quickly leaves. And then they already paid Brunson. And,
Yeah,
So,
I also could see Randall being in that trade and just going with Cat at the 4 and Robinson at the 5 and
I mean, if
um
that's if the Towns and Gobert thing works. If the Towns and Gobert thing doesn't work, then you can't do that. I agree with Aaron that I think New York needs a guy who's like a bona fide scorer because I
well,
think Brunson and Randall are good 2s and 3s, but I legit think Towns is a number 1 in terms of scoring. In terms of
yeah.
scoring,
Yeah,
can
I
be
do think they need a solidified number 1. I mean, the thing about the Knicks, man, is they're such a failed franchise in the grand scheme of things. They haven't won a championship since what, the 70s?
yeah, with Clyde Frazier and
I
the
mean, you're the
boys.
New York Knicks.
Hit that like and
Like,
subscribe button, guys. It'll mean the world.
you need to make a trade. And if it's Donovan Mitchell, if it's Mitchell to Mitchell, I think you're retarded. There's no way Donovan Mitchell can be your number 1 unless RJ all of a sudden is a 25 point per game scorer. I mean, they need something, man. They need something to get them over that hump. And the Knicks are a really good team. I actually was talking to a buddy yesterday, and he showed me his predictions for each conference. And he had the Knicks at number 1 in the East, and he had the Timberwolves at number 1 in the West. I was like, you're on crack. Um, but the Knicks are a really good team, man. They just made it to the second round of the playoffs. They just need something to get them over that hump. I don't think it's Cat. I don't think it's Mitchell, but
Do you see what TP just wrote? TP is agreeing with you that the New York Knicks are such a failed franchise that he wouldn't be surprised if they trade for Zion. And I
I
think
think
he's
Zion's a
alluded.
great idea. I
I
think
mean,
Zion is
I
a
think
phenomenal
Zion
idea.
is going to have a great season. He looks lighter, but I think Thomas is joking around that Zion is a bust and that the Knicks would be the guys to overpay for
I would
Zion.
overpay for Zion immediately if I was a team like the Knicks looking to make that splash.
But what if
Spida and
it's
Brunson
not?
as a backcourt will not work.
You
That will
don't
not
think
work in the
Spida and
playoffs.
Brunson would work? I think if they got Spida and Brunson, they would have to. I think I don't think RJ Barrett's good enough of a defender to be there. Like they would have to trade for
They're
like OG
Yeah,
Ananobi.
they're not. They would not. I love that. That would change that for me. But
Wouldn't that being said, Jalen Brunson, Donovan Mitchell, OG Ananobi, Julius Randle, Mitchell Robinson, that team's dirty.
your 1 to 3 defensively cannot be Brunson, Spida, and RJ. That will not work unless you actually got Karl Anthony Towns and he was the 4 and Mitchell Robinson was the 5. Then maybe we're talking. But that's a whole lot of moves for a Knicks team that I was kind of surprised that they got Jalen Brunson, that they went out and did that. Good for them, but I don't know if they have the balls to make a couple of trades like we're talking.
Let's talk about a different story. I don't know if you've heard, but there has been no progress between the Warriors and Klay Thompson. So the other day we heard that potentially that Klay Thompson was going to sign a 4-year, 120 to 4-year, $140 million deal. But new ESPN analyst Bob Myers spoke with Adrian Wojnarowski and saying that there's been no progress between Klay Thompson and the Golden State Warriors over contract extension, and that there's been legit no progress, and they're still very far apart on the number of years and money, and that there's a very real possibility that Klay Thompson goes into free agency next summer without a deal. Thompson is entering the final year of the $189.9 million deal, 5 years. He signed 5 years ago with a base salary of $43.2 million for this year. And Bob Myers, former president of basketball operations for the Warriors, acknowledged the difficulty of the negotiation. Quote, this is a delicate negotiation. For what I know and see, he wants to say they want him to stay, added Myers. But I think the problem is he wants to continue to get paid like a number 2 option. He wants to get paid like one of the best players in the league. And sorry, bud, you're not much better than Buddy Hield. It's not that he's not. He is way better than Buddy Hield, but his value. Draymond Green got 4 years, $100 million. I'm not paying him more than that. Honestly, I think Klay Thompson should get paid equally to Bogdan and Bojan Bogdanovic. That is the $17, $18 million per year. Those guys got 4 years, 72, 4-year, $80 million. Give him that deal. That's what Klay Thompson is worth. That's what we're paying shooters nowadays. You ain't worth $40 million a year. You're worth 20 at most. Sorry, not sorry. Give him 25 if you really feel like you have to pay him for what he's done for your franchise, but you shouldn't pay him more than that. It should be between 18 and 25. 25 on the high end, 18 realistically, and he probably thinks he's worth 30 to 40. What are your thoughts, Jackson?
Nobody is gonna pay you 30 to 40 million, just like we saw with Mr. Dre Green. I think it's all contingent on how he does this season, how the Warriors go this season. I have a hard time imagining he'll be gone. I think eventually he'll sign like a $20 to $25 million contract, couple of years, 3 years with Golden State. But with that injury last year coming back, he looked fine, but he's not worth 30 to 40 million, even if he was like old Klay Thompson. I mean, I guess maybe somebody would pay him, but
Klay Thompson's still great. It's just that, like, did you know Buddy Hield almost hit 13 less 3-point shots on 70 less attempts at a higher efficiency? So arguably, you could say Buddy Hield was a more efficient shooter on almost the same amount of volume.
Yeah, I'll use a good comparison here. 200 calories. Would you rather eat eggs or a sausage McMuffin? Let's just say they're both 200 calories for some reason. The sausage McMuffin was 200 calories. What's better for your body? I'm gonna go with the just plain eggs, farm raised. Get
who are the plain eggs in this case?
The plain eggs are Klay Thompson, and the shit McMuffin health wise is Buddy Hield. Like,
wow,
there is no way, there's no argument out there that Buddy Hield is anywhere near Klay Thompson. I mean, they're just not even close. I don't care about statistics. I don't care about anything. Klay Thompson is severely better than Buddy Hield, and I would rather overpay
that Buddy
Hield
is better than Klay Thompson. But what I'm saying is, if Klay Thompson is the Girl Scout cookies brand of Thin Mints, and Buddy Hield is the Walmart store brand version of Thin Mints, they're not that far off, is what I'm saying. If you look at the nutritional value, that sodium is the same amount. That calorie is the same amount. I ain't seeing much of a difference except for the price.
I don't think Klay Thompson. I don't think
you have to admit that was a great fucking.
Yeah, but those are like cookies. Cookies are unhealthy either way.
You came over here with an egg McMuffin.
Because eggs are good for you.
Fuck you and your mother. I gave you a great fucking.
Cookies are unhealthy no matter how you could homemade bake a cookie. That would be actually better.
Hey,
you could do that comparison.
He's taking that McMuffin.
Yeah, and that's not. And that's
okay,
what
Eric,
I'm not.
Agree
this
that
isn't.
Klay plays defense. But everyone's acting like Klay Thompson is still one of the world's best defenders. Klay Thompson's probably not even a top 20 defender in the NBA anymore. He's still a plus defender on a good night, but Klay Thompson is not guarding people like he used to be. I'm not saying that, like, I'm just saying you can go out there and get, like, you could get the same amount of value that Klay Thompson gives you right now from Bojan or Bogdanovic. From, I don't know, what? You don't believe it?
No. If Buddy Hield was like Klay Thompson, he'd be on a championship team with probably.
I think Klay Thompson and Dylan Brooks should have the same contract.
I don't fully disagree, but
what is Dylan Brooks? 4-year, 90? Right.
I see the money logic. I like the money logic. And I agree with Klay Thompson's evaluation. 20 to 25. 25 would be because they want him back.
And it's like kind of like a prestige, like, you helped us win 4 championships. You're this guy. It's kind of like, you know what I mean? Like, what you've done for us.
Yeah, that's just like, especially with Bob Myers gone, I don't think that's the way you should pay players, but I get it.
I say trade his ass.
If they trade Klay Thompson, I think it's over for him.
Call up the Atlanta Hawks and say, give us Bogdanovic and 2 first-round picks and AJ Griffin, and we'll send you Klay Thompson.
Their team would be so different. I would hate that if I woke up and I saw
What about you? Love Grimace AJ Griffin.
I do, but I think Klay Thompson is extremely valuable. I mean, I think Dre's more valuable.
You wouldn't take the 2 first-round picks, AJ Griffin, and Bogdanovic.
How do I know? First off, AJ Griffin's not knocking down a shot in the whatever the fucking new name is. He's not knocking down a Game 7 shot in the Oracle. I don't think Bogdan's doing the same. I know Klay
Oracle's the
Thompson
old one,
is.
I'm pretty sure.
I know it's the old one, but I can't remember the new one. And
Chase Center, you
the
jackass.
Chase Center, yeah. Fucking Chase Center, terrible. And yeah, we've got Hawks fans and Raptors fans saying, yeah, we wouldn't do that trade. And that's probably because you guys haven't. I think it's a good indicator, not personal attack here, but I think that's a good example of why both of those two teams have not won anything anytime recently, except for Toronto, because they did something like that and they went out and they got a Klay Thompson. You can enjoy your Bogdanoviches all you want. Your Gary Trent Juniors, you can enjoy those as you want, and you can continue to enjoy your 6th seed and maybe get to the second round. We'll see how that works for you guys, but that's the way she goes.
This trade wouldn't even be able to happen because the Hawks would have to fucking take on 18 mil. The Hawks would still have to cut $18 million to do this deal.
Where are your Bulls? We don't do the same. We're just like you guys. We don't do these types of deals. We did for unproven DeMar DeRozan in the playoffs, but look where that's gotten us.
What about this deal?
Oh my God. Is Trey Young better be in that deal? Oh, you put DeAndre on her.
You know,
I would be interested in these trades if Klay Thompson in the first 40 games of the season is averaging 15, 16 points on inefficient shooting. And it's clear that Klay Thompson isn't making that big of an impact on Golden State. But I think morale and all that stuff and chemistry, I think that often gets overlooked.
Honestly, this isn't that bad of a deal. You straight up send Klay Thompson, Jonathan Kuminga, Moses Moody, probably, and then do some pick swaps for DeAndre Hunter, Bogdan, and AJ Griffin.
Yeah, if Golden State was, let's say, 20 and when's the trade deadline come? Like let's say Golden State was 20 and 25 or 21 and 24 around the deadline, I would do a trade like this. But Golden State's going to win 50 plus, and they won't.
I'm just saying, let's say this deal came up at the deadline. Warriors are like, we're not going to be able. Klay Thompson says, I'm going to test free agency. I'm never playing. This is my last season as a Warrior. I move on. Like their hand is forced. Would you do this deal?
Depends on my record, but probably not.
Well, that's
because
what I'm saying.
I think
let's say they are 20 and 25, and Klay Thompson says, I am leaving this franchise. Would you do this deal? Yeah. Klay Thompson, Kuminga, Moody for Hunter, Bogdanovich, and AJ Griffin.
It won't happen. It won't happen. I'll tell you why. Golden State has a really good team this year, and I've got a healthy Chris Paul, healthy Draymond Green, and Andrew Wiggins. Unless two of those three, and obviously Steph, unless like two of those four players went down, I don't think Golden State will be below. I mean, if I had to guess what their record will be at the 40-game point, I would say probably 25 and 15, around there, give or take some wins and losses. So I don't think this will happen. But yeah, if shit was hitting the fan, then yeah, especially if injuries started to pile up to like Andrew Wiggins. Yeah.
All right, let's do the last story before we play our games.
Yeah, I agree, Aaron. I'm really excited about Chris Paul.
All right, so our man, Mr. Derek White, is talking an extension. Derek White and the Celtics have been talking about a contract extension. They have until October 23rd to reach an extension. And White has 2 seasons left on his current deal. He's due to be paid $18.4 million this year and $19.6 for next year, which is insane. I didn't even think he was making that much. The 6'4" guard has 2 years left, and he can be only extended through the end of the offseason, while White will become extension eligible again next offseason. He has 1 year remaining after that, and he'll be extendable through June 30, 2025. And as we all know, Derek White is one of the key contributors to the Boston Celtics since they acquired him in the 2022 trade deadline. His role has increased, especially with Marcus Smart and Malcolm Brogdon walking out the door. This man might be the starting point guard at times when Jrue Holiday is hurt. So what is your thoughts with Mr. Derek White, and how important is he for the franchise for them to keep him?
I'd definitely extend him because Drew Holiday is talking about reuniting with Giannis Antetokounmpo, and I think this is the last year he's under contract before he hits a player deal. So I would lock that in because I think Drew Holiday will spend 2 years with Boston, and I think Derek White's obviously extremely
Drew
valuable.
Holiday says he's talking extension already with Boston.
Yeah, I mean we'll see. Either way, I'd still pay Derek White.
No, so would I. So would I. And
I think it's clear, like Boston kind of views Tatum as, Tatum can get cold in that fourth, and Brown. I think we saw obviously with the KP and Drew Holiday additions that they know that Tatum needs more, and Derek White is certainly a factor in there.
All right, let's talk about
Derek White's bald?
Almost.
Damn.
So let's talk about the last thing. Damian Lillard and Giannis Antetokounmpo. After one offensive possession, that's all it took for Giannis Antetokounmpo to know that playing with Damian Lillard would be special. Quote, I'll be very honest. I've never been this open. And first of all, I've never seen anybody being double teamed from the first possession of the game. End quote, Antetokounmpo said about playing with Lillard. Lillard expressed a similar sentiment to his Milwaukee Bucks teammate. Quote, having another guy that's just dominant, you can dominate a game and win you a game. First couple plays, they blitz me, they trap me, and the guy that I'm releasing the ball to is Giannis. So I'm just saying, like, we could do this all night. You know what I mean? And quote, Lillard said of Antetokounmpo's Dave McMillan of ESPN wrote, and Dave McMillan is also clapping Malika Andrews' cheeks, if you guys didn't know.
Isn't she married to a white guy?
Was she?
She is.
No, she's engaged with Dave McMillan.
Oh, is that his kid?
No.
Malika Andrews is married to a white man. I know that. And I don't like that I know that. But yeah, you can't double team shit now. Milwaukee's a huge contender. They should be absolutely.
She is dating Dave McMillan.
And is that a white guy?
Yeah, he's an ESPN journalist.
Yeah. There you go. So I think she gets like made fun of on Twitter for that, and that's why I've seen it. But you can't double team Giannis anymore. You certainly aren't going to want to double team Dame. You can't really build a wall anymore because Damian Lillard and Chris Middleton are going to be out there on the 3-point range ready to take those shots. I don't know how you're going to guard Milwaukee this upcoming season. They're way too big, and now I've got my fourth quarter legend in Damian Lillard. Like, I mean, the thing with Dame is like Dame shouldn't be a number one, but he will be the number one in the fourth quarter. And that's kind of what Chris Middleton became in their finals run. Or Chris Middleton ended up being their closer in those championship games. And then obviously Chris Middleton goes down with an injury, and when he comes back, he's not the same. So it's like I'm kind of relying on Drew Holiday, who isn't really a score first player, and Brooke Lopez and Bobby Portis and Grayson Allen to make these shots. And now, I mean, Damian Lillard, Damian Lillard in the fourth quarter changes everything for Milwaukee. I really don't know how teams are going to guard the Milwaukee Bucks. They're going to be really good.
And I've said it better myself.
Yeah, Aaron, I meant, more of like, well, Drew Holiday's also gone, so I meant like, who's going to be scoring for me? That is...
Looks like Anthony Davis.
Yeah, it kind of does. I think it's... Oh, man, this guy's on the tip of my tongue.
What, his cock, you fucking homo?
No. This is a guard. Or no, it's not a guard. Is it Miles Bridges?
Good guess.
Oh, is that No, it's not Jimmy. Ooh, nice. Oh, wow, Aaron's quiet.
Yeah, Aaron's quiet. Aaron, where you at? Where you at, Aaron? There's a Hawk player.
Oh, that's AJ Griffin. That's definitely AJ Griffin. A AJ Griffin star player, future star. Aaron's about to be like, I'm doing work. I'm just kidding, Eric. Yeah, you got it. It's delayed. Nice work.
Wow, that's
you guys suck. Cutting Burnett. Just kidding. LOL. Sidney Moncrief.
what?
Who played for? Dude, I don't know. Like, who the fuck has played for one franchise in general anymore? These are gonna be
It's
old
so
players. Udonis Haslam's gonna be like 80%. Who else? Was Chalmers? Chalmers never played anywhere, right? Norris Cole as well.
Norris
Wow,
Cole.
where did Mario Chalmers play? What?
Oh, you know I have. What? Pittman played somewhere else? How?
Keith Baldwin, you fucking wish. All right.
Yeah, people didn't expect that. Hey.
Whoa! Nice. Did Luke Ridnour ever leave Minnesota?
Yes, very many times.
Did you really?
Yeah, he's like the most traded player in NBA history.
What?
Yeah.
The legend. Oh, I forgot about Milwaukee. Wow, yeah, he bounced everywhere. I didn't know Luke Ridnour played for the Sonics. Nice. Glenn Robinson?
I'm so confused. I'm trying to type in Johnny.
I'll try it for you.
Oh, I'm spelling it wrong.
Haslam. I'll try Haslam because it's gonna be way too big. 21%. Yeah. Oh, we already got one for the Heat. Never mind. Pelicans history. Who the fuck? Ooh, nice. Pelicans Bucks. I don't really like these teams.
Why?
I don't know. Like, I don't really care about any of these.
No one cares about you.
I mean, yeah, but
I'm trying to think of like some really bad players we had. Oh. Dude, Ballmaro played for one team. Some Bayern Munich now. The Utah Jazz.
God, I have no Timberwolves history. I really felt good about Ridnour. That just shows you. Bucks Knicks.
I'm trying to think.
Well, Gerald Henderson. So what? Are the Charlotte Hornets the New Orleans Pelicans?
No, that's New Orleans Hornets.
So this is the New Orleans Hornets?
Yeah.
Oh. Dude, who the fuck played for that team other than Chris Paul? Like, actually, who's like one player who oh my god, I guess Mike James. Nice.
Yeah.
Whatever the hell that is.
I'm trying to get this. I'm trying to think Knicks and Heat. I'm like over here. Glenn Robinson for the Bucks.
I already tried it. God, I'm gonna cheat.
You're gonna cheat?
I want to. Every time I play this damn game, I want to cheat.
Why?
I don't know. I can't think of a single player that's existed. Hey. Goodness, it's so hot in here. Fuck.
Why is it so hot?
I'm wearing a long sleeve and a beanie.
Yeah, you look.
Whenever I like am creating whatever, like I get so hot. I need to like take my shirt off after every show.
Heat Pelicans. I'm trying to think of someone.
Go hint mode here. Oh, Amri Kasapi. Nope. Nope. Norris Cole, 28%.
Really?
Why is that a thing?
I didn't expect that to be that
Amari
high.
Stoudemire, 31%. What?
Josh Richardson.
If you want a 30%er out, you got Amari Stoudemire open for taking.
That's how we'll finish it.
Should tweet it. Hey guys, we're the most casual basketball fans in the space. Check out our hoops grid today.
All right, that's gonna be it for us, guys. I gotta go sand some shit.
I gotta go listen to the Rude Sandstorm.
All right,
I didn't even know Chris had a child.